Good morning, sunshine, and welcome back to another episode of Shine Buzz Daily, where it's all about raising your vibration, taking inspired action, and moving forward to create the life that you want after a toxic relationship. Today, I have some, I think, pretty good content for you. So just for those of you who are new around here, let me tell you. First of all, I'm Angie Atkinson, and secondly, we are here to talk today about being underestimated, which I secretly love to be underestimated. I secretly think, please underestimate me. So I'm going to explain why today. We're going to go through about 10 or 15 minutes of content, and then I'm going to open up for questions. All right, so let's get to Shine Buzz. And while I am getting going here, let me just double check and make sure that I am in fact live. Yes, I am live. Very good. Okay. All right, here we go. All right. So let me tell you a quick story. When I left the corporate world, I started my own business soon afterward. And I found myself being criticized by a lot of people in my life at that point. I'm sure y'all can imagine, right? So people were in two different camps. In camp number one were the well-meaning people. And they would say things like, "Aw, that's so cute. That's really nice that you're doing that." Or, well, don't worry, you can always go back to work if it doesn't work out. Stuff like that. So maybe those people were underestimating me a little bit. But then there was the other side of the coin, those people who would, straight up tell me, "You can't do this," this other camp. They would say, "You're going to fail." They would say, "Everybody that I know who's tried to do this has failed." They would tell me I was selfish because I was sitting around playing on my computer while, not helping to support my family. Or they would tell me I wasn't smart enough or tenacious enough or organized enough. And okay, one of those things, I'm not organized enough, but I did it anyway. They would essentially just try to tear me down. They talk about, you're going to lose all those benefits. You're going to create a big hole in your resume, blah, 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 blah. Well, that was in 2005. And you may not know this about me, but fast forward to today, I can't talk. Fast forward to today, and what you have is I have a thriving business. I'm doing really well. I have a few people on my team, a few. I'm essentially, I proved them all wrong, basically. It not only changed my life in big ways, but as some of you may be aware, it changed the lives of thousands of other people in some pretty big ways. And since then, I've learned a really powerful thing, that being underestimated for me is kind of a good thing, but maybe not in the way that you think. So we're going to talk about that. I think we can all think of a time when we've been underestimated, and when we're talking about those of us who've gone through toxic relationships, maybe this is more often than not, right? I can tell you honestly, that was the case for me. So I think what happens is that it leads you to believe you're not good enough. It leads you to believe that you can't succeed, that you will fail at anything that you try. It tends to make you doubt yourself, and if you're not careful, being consistently underestimated can cause you to sort of manifest a life that you don't want and a self that you don't want, because you start to believe the lies that these people tell you, right? And that's because when you believe that you're not capable of doing something, then if you believe it hard enough, you start to not be able to do the thing, right? However, the opposite is also true. When you do believe that you can succeed, very often you do. And I really think that the only way you don't succeed is when you stop trying, but we'll get to that another day. The thing is, you have a couple of choices. You can choose to lay down and take it, be whatever they tell you that you are, or you can do something else. I want you to think about changing the way you see being underestimated. So I'm gonna share with you a few interesting things real quick, because you can, first of all, when you are underestimated, I want you to think about the person who's actually doing the underestimating. Think about the person who actually is saying to you, "You can't," because 9 times out of 10, they're doing that out of their own limitations. They either have insecurities, they're afraid that you might actually succeed, so they want to tear you down a little bit, or they're projecting their own stuff onto you, right? But you can use this to your advantage, okay? So I want you to consider the following. This is really interesting. Early in his career, Walt Disney, of all people, was fired from the Kansas City Star because his editor said, and I quote, "He lacked imagination and had no good ideas." Yeah, Now let's talk about Oprah Winfrey real quick. She was fired from her first job as an anchor back in Baltimore because she was, and I quote, getting too emotionally invested in her stories. And then we have Steven Spielberg, who desperately wanted to go to this particular arts college. Let me see the name of it really quick. University of Southern California School of Cinematic Arts. He was rejected by that school many times, and as we know, he went on to be quite successful. Thomas Edison's teachers told him he was too stupid to learn anything, and I quote. And he was later fired from his first 2 jobs for not being productive enough, and well, we all know how that turned out. And then we have Albert Einstein, who as a child had a really hard time talking, didn't even start to speak until he was 3, didn't start to write until he was 7, okay? And also, he was considered below average intelligence and a big problem child by his teachers. Albert Einstein, y'all. And Harrison Ford, after his first tiny movie role, they pulled him into an office and they said, listen, you're never going to succeed in the movie business. Harrison Ford. And then Lucille Ball, this is the last one. Lucille Ball was kicked out of acting school and after just a month because her teacher said that she would never have what it takes to succeed as a professional actress. Yes. So I think we can all agree that these people all went on to become legendary successes in their chosen fields, right, in their lives. And I guess my question is, what does that tell you? Well, it tells me, that while being underestimated might have been kind of painful for them in the moment, they picked themselves up by the bootstraps. They carried on. They used, in my opinion, I think part of the reason that they did go on to become so successful is because they took that negative energy and turned it around. So here's what it comes down to. Like I said, when someone underestimates you, it's very often due to the fact that they feel threatened by the idea of your success. They feel like they have their own self-esteem issues they're projecting onto you, or whatever the reason is. It's almost never positive, right? And when this happens, you have 2 choices. Accept it, let them be right. Or, and this is the one that I hope that you go with, or you can let it propel you forward. You know, I've always talked about anger being a thing that can propel you forward. I don't want you to necessarily get angry in this case, but if you do, let it propel you forward. But what I do is I take the criticism, I listen to it. If there's no value to it, I move on. If there is value to it, maybe I'll take it and turn it around. Either way, I take the energy that comes from being underestimated, and I'm like, yeah, come on, underestimate me, let's go, right? So I use it to propel me forward in every situation. So I don't argue. I don't try to prove them wrong in the moment. I get in my own head and I go, okay, I got this. Because here's the thing. When you argue with somebody like that, you're literally putting yourself in a place to be talking to a brick wall. There's no reason to talk to a brick wall. It doesn't listen. You know what I mean? So that's what you're dealing with. So what I do instead is I release that negativity and I get focused on what I really want. And if I'm being honest, part of me thinks, yeah, I'll show you. I get my best Bruno Mars on and I'm like, don't believe me, just watch. You know what I'm talking about? Right. Okay. So this is the main message that I want you to hear today. The next time someone underestimates you, I want you to remember that being underestimated can be a really good thing. And it's a powerful thing if you think about it. See, a couple things. First of all, if someone underestimates you, say in a legal battle or say in, any sort of competition, that's a good thing, because what's happening there is that they're preparing for the underestimated version of you. And when you show up in all your glory with all of your awesomeness, all of your knowledge, all of your skill, whatever it is that you're showing up with, they're going to be intimidated and they're going to see, oh my gosh, this person really is what they thought they were or whatever. Show the world and yourself that those people are wrong. Use being underestimated as motivation to do better. Use it as a boost. Don't give up on yourself and your dreams just because someone else says you can't succeed. The truth is, you're the only one who can decide that. You're the only one who can choose the next part of your life. You have to keep going. You have to keep trying until you get to the place that you want to be. Remember, the journey is enjoyable if you let it be. And remember that above all, the very best revenge that you can ever have in your life against anyone, toxic or otherwise, who underestimates you, is to succeed, is to grow forward, is to be happy, fulfilled, thrilled in your life, is to bring your best self forward. Live your best life moving forward. Choose how you want to be, choose who you want to be, choose what happens next by taking action, by not letting someone's words drag you down to the ground and make you feel like you're worthless. Because, my friend, I promise you're not worthless. I promise you. And remember this too. While you're living your best life, while you're doing your best and feeling your best and being the best self that you can be, that person who underestimated you is still over there living in the negative stew they call a life. And if that's not revenge, I don't know what is. So be happy. Be yourself and don't be afraid of it. All right? Okay. I think it's time for some homework. Let me look at you. I think it's time for some homework. And I think now my mouse thingy is working. Here it goes. Okay. I was trying to pull back up the thing so I can take a peek at the chat. Hello, everybody. All right, and we're going to do our little homework here. We've got some cards to read. So, as usual, we are going to start off today with the Dialectical Behavior Therapy Skills deck, which will be linked in the description below when this video goes live again after it renders. And today's card is an emotional regulation skill. And it reads, are you ready with your pen and your paper? Because this is your homework. It reads, reduce your physical vulnerability. Health factors can influence your emotions. This week, pay attention to the food you eat, your use of drugs and alcohol, the amount of exercise you get, your sleep, your pain levels, and your stress. Do your best to notice how they influence your emotions and consider making healthy changes. Let me read that last sentence again. Do your best to notice how they influence your emotions and consider making healthy changes. Reduce your physical vulnerability. This is an emotional regulation skill. So, look at everything that you're putting in your body. And I would say also, in addition to all of this, think about the people that you let in your inner circle. Think about the people who you allow to affect you. And think twice about whether they should continue to affect you. All right? Okay. And we have one more card to read before we move on to our chat. Excuse me, my nose is itchy. I think that means someone's thinking about you, right? Or talking about you. No, it's your ears that ring when they talk about you. Okay. As always, we are pulling our affirmation for today from the Super Attractor deck by Gabrielle Bernstein. And again, this will be linked in the description below, but you don't need to buy it because I'm sharing all of these with you over the next several weeks. So today's affirmation is, you got your pen. All right. I feel my way into faith one step at a time. I feel my way into faith one step at a time. I think this is a really good one because I think, in fact, this is kind of a quick story. So some of you guys know I gained a little weight recently. And I've been I've been kind of working on taking it off. Well, I went through this whole thing where I was trying to, I wish I would have brought one of those over here. I went through this whole thing where I was trying to I was like, oh, I'm going to try this egg fast. I'm going to try this and that, all these different diets I was going to try. And the thing is, that never works for me, and I know that. Some of you know, I lost 100 pounds 5 or 6 years ago. And I know exactly what to do. I literally wrote the book on how I can lose weight the best way. Literally, I wrote a book. And yet I'm over here trying fad diets. I don't know. So I was sitting and talking with my friend yesterday, and I said, I can't believe I'm thinking this way. I can't believe I'm falling for this again when I know better, right? This whole diet fad thing. And this is why I thought of this story. I feel my way into faith one step at a time, because this is how I lost weight. I baby stepped it in. I started small by drinking 8 glasses of water a day for the first week. And then the second week I started tracking my food, and I tracked it whether or not I stayed within my allowance. And then of course, as I moved forward, one more baby step per week, and I ended up losing 100 pounds in 18 months. So right on, right? Okay. Anyway. All right. Hey, Crystal. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the chat, everybody. So let me know your thoughts on, excuse me, my nose is so itchy. Let me know your thoughts on how things are going and what's happening with you. And also, if you have any questions, we will chat for about 20 or 30 more minutes, 20 more minutes probably. And then we're going to jump over to, just so that you all know ahead of time, we're going to jump over to the Queen Being Narcissistic Abuse Recovery channel, and we're going to talk there because Lise is going to be over there, and I'm going to jump in her live chat today, and hopefully some of you guys will join us over there. Hello, Piper. My sister Piper is here in the chat. Yesterday, my sister had emergency surgery, so I'm really thrilled to see her here. Everybody, please keep her in your thoughts and prayers, as I have been very, very concerned about her. Okay, oh look, it's Malta. Hey Malta, how are you? Welcome back, my friend. And Jen Archer, both of y'all representing the Mod Squad. Thank you for being here. Happy day that ends in Y. I love that, Jen. UNA says, hey to Malta. Vina in the house Vina says, thanks for all you do, Angie. Thank you, Vina. I appreciate you. UNA says hello to Jen. Karina Lara in the house. Hello, hello. Edel, hello. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Nubia, hey Nubia, good to see you again. And let's see. I love how Jen says, good morning, sunshine. Oh, I kind of stole that, didn't I? No? Or you did? We're sharing it. It's fine. IUGR baby mama. Hello. Let's see. Hugely agree, she says. Right on. Right on. My Lady Organics, or My Lady Organics. Hello, hello. Grace Fair in the house. Jen says, they get you, then you get stuck and not moving forward. That's me still some days. Oh, I've been there, done that. Been there, done that. Yep. Hello, JJ. Patty in the house. Patty says, hi, Angie. It's PATTI, and I'm full of perseverance. Okay. I love that. She says, 2006 was a big turnaround year for me as well. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, it was a good year. Yeah. Lisa says, hi, thank you for all you do. Your videos and online community are so supportive and informative. Thank you, Lisa, and welcome to the live chat. Nancy says, I'm trying to start my own business and I want to write my story, but writing the story is painful. I'm trying as hard as I can to get going. Need pushing through the pain. Need more technical skill. I feel you. She said, I'm doing LMA study. Thank you. Oh, that's awesome. I'll tell you what, there is a course that I have called Rewriting Your Own Story, and it's available at LMA and a couple other places as well. And if you're interested in that, Nancy, you can email me and I'll send you a link to it. Suzanne, hello from Sweden. Violet, Cheryl, hello, hello. Cheryl from California. UNA says, underestimated and devalued. Love proving them wrong. Yes, girl. Yes. Yes. Suzanne says, 3 weeks, no contact today, but it's so hard. I feel you, but you know what? You're in the right place because you have so much support, and we understand, every single one of us, we get it. You're not alone here, all right? And stick with us because we're going to help you stay strong and stay positive, all right? Jen says, I do that. I don't think I can. Watch me do this thing. Yes. And I've watched you do that thing, and you do it, girl. You do. William says, in my opinion, no matter what, once driven, failure is not an option. It's the phrase that keeps me going. Yeah, failure is my only of an option. Wait, what is it? Success is my only option. Failure is not. I'm Emineming you all now. Okay. Piper's yes. Yes, Piper. Prove them wrong. Don't let them win. Yes, girl. Yes. E-Rock says, don't let evil win. Yes, exactly. Patty says, the 3 A's. Avoid, alter, or accept. Oh, I like that, Patty. That's really, really good. Grace says, I really don't worry about others underestimating me. I'm the one who underestimates myself every time I have a new idea to go after, learning what it looks like to take action anyway. Good for you. Because listen, I'm going to tell you something, Grace. My guess is that maybe sometimes the reason we underestimate ourselves, especially us who have been in toxic relationships, we might be underestimating ourselves because we have old voices left rolling around in our head from those toxic people, even when we're well outside of the relationships. Something to consider. Look, I remembered to bring something to drink today. Okay. Oh yeah, Piper, this is the cup you gave me, do you remember? One of them. Okay, let's see here. Violet says, the best way to balance your energy, to balance the energy with a narcissist, so let me just start over. Violet says, the best way to balance the energy with a narcissist is to not engage. Keep your energy to yourself. You will not get anything back for what you give. Truth, 100% truth. Yes. Piper says, you're amazing. I will always believe and back you 100%. Thank you, sis. I appreciate you. And ditto. Malta says, hello to Suzanne and Cheryl. And E-Rock says, it's difficult when you're caught between cognitive understanding and emotional reactivity, still feeling the emotion inside without reacting on the outside. That's the truth. It is hard. I'm not going to pretend it's not hard. But this is why it's so, this is why it's so important for us to really focus on our own well-being, especially when we're in recovery, but in general, to know that we're okay, because our own well-being is not just physical well-being, as you all very well know. It's also about how we feel on the inside and how we talk to ourselves and how we allow other people to affect us. So it is certainly a process. It's not like if you've been locked in a closet for a year that you're going to come out and dance your way through the house. That's a weird thing to say. But anyway, my point is, I was trying to come up with a really good analogy there, but it wasn't working for me. My point is that, when we're just getting out of toxic relationships, and see, even sometimes while we're in the toxic relationships, it's very difficult to even imagine ourselves succeeding. But this is why we take these baby steps. We baby step, one little baby step at a time toward what we want, and it truly makes a difference. And then when you get to that place where people are like, you can't do it, you be like, watch me do this. And sometimes, for me at least, getting a little attitude about it, it makes me feel stronger. It makes me feel better about getting stuff done. And I can't deny that I love to prove people wrong, y'all. I can't deny it when it comes to their opinion of me. And some people, there are people in your life who will never, ever, 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 ever think you're happy or successful or good enough, ever. And those people, in my opinion, don't deserve to be in your life, right? But though I can tell you right now, I could probably name about 3 or 4 people at least who probably still don't think I'm successful because they don't believe in me or believe in what I'm doing. And those people don't matter to me anymore. Those people are people who don't deserve to be in my inner circle. And I'm sure you can think of at least one other person in your life who maybe doesn't deserve to be in your inner circle. Somebody who criticizes you and doesn't offer any support, it's not right. And honestly, underestimating a person on a consistent basis is more than just criticism. It's not just, it's actively working against that person. It's like if your job is to, pull a rope across the line, it's like they're on the other end of the rope pulling the other way. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to actively work against you. Again, I'm really bad with the analogies today. Sorry about that. Let's see here. Grace says, my very loud inner critic does all the underestimating for me, so much that it takes me months to try new things, sometimes, if ever. Yeah, Grace, and that is something that I would truly work on if I were you. I would work on, believing in yourself, because you have to remember this. When we go through a toxic relationship, we spend so much time being conditioned by that person. And if we grew up in a toxic home, it's double, right? Because from the time we can remember, we've been underestimated. Oh, you can't walk, you can't talk, you can't read. I'm being silly about that, but really, they tend to underestimate us on an extreme level, right? So my point is that you really can change that for yourself. Your inner critic might be loud, but maybe you need to take a look at them. And I don't mean that literally, figuratively. Look at the inner critic and see, is that really me in there? Or is this old remnants of my abuse coming at me again? And if it is, I have this visualization. I know I've told you guys this before, but I love this one visualization. Imagine there's a ladder up your back, a little tiny ladder that goes up into the back of your head, and a little tiny version of yourself climbing up the ladder and going in there and looking around and finding that inner critic who isn't you, who is remnants of someone else's voices. Imagine they're sitting in a chair. Maybe the chair has wheels on it, and you get behind the chair and you push it right out your nose. Comes right out. And that visualization is funny, but also effective, because not only does it pattern interrupt you, because you kind of laugh a little bit, kind of get amused by it, but it also gives you this opportunity to really sort of visualize yourself pushing the inner critics out, and maybe instead of that, you bring your loving self back to yourself. And so here's an example. For example, when you have someone in your life you love unconditionally, say a child or a pet or a best friend or a sister or whatever, imagine that person coming to you and saying, I'm going to do this thing, whatever it is you're going to do. I'm going to do this. What do you think about that? Instead of saying, you can't do that, what are you going to say? You're going to say, oh, that's awesome. I'm so excited for you, etc., etc. Talk to yourself in the same way that you would talk to someone else that you love unconditionally. Because we don't always know how to love ourselves, but we kind of know how to love other people, or even our pets in some cases. I don't know what your pet would do but you get the point. If you talk to yourself like you are someone you love unconditionally, it will change the things that you say and the way that you think about yourself. And I know it sounds weird, but it really works. Okay. Hey, J Bats, welcome back. J Bats says, I too had struggles with my mom, yet not next to the extent that you've experienced. I'm still in contact with my mom, and she really lives in her own reality. I get it. The own reality thing is kind of interesting because they do, let's say that your mom's name is Patty. No, we have a Patty here today. Let's say your mom's name is Becky, okay? So if there's a Becky here, allow me to apologize in advance. But Becky lives in Becky's world, and a lot of people in my own family will say that Becky lives in Becky's world, my own Becky. My point is that Becky's world isn't real, it's made up. And you don't have to live there. You feel me? Okay. Let's see here. But it really does. Yeah, when they live in their own, we have to remember that we don't have to live in that reality if we don't want to. That's what it comes down to. Piper says, thank you for doing this for us and providing us with the tools to something ourselves. She said rent, but I don't think that's what she meant. So we can live our best lives. She might still be on the medicine because I know she's sitting in a hospital bed typing to me right now. I hope you're okay, sis. I really do. Okay. Oh, and hi, Nikki. Hello. Okay. Oh, by the way, I meant to say this. One of my text clients is in China, and I want to say hello to her. She recently, I'm not going to say her name because I don't want to, but I did tell her that I shout her out today. She recently got her own copy of the Gabrielle Bernstein deck and sent me a picture, so it's really cool. So I want to say hello to you. I see you, I hear you, and I feel you. Okay, moving on. Let's see here. Where was I? Oh, see, my chat just jumped down on me again, y'all. Oh, Bonnie. Hey, Bonnie, I didn't even see you there. Victoria, I didn't even see you. Hello, everybody. Where was I? I just totally lost my place. Oh, Malta says he's well. Thank you. I'm doing pretty good today. I have a little headache, but I took some ibuprofen, so I should be good soon. Oh, here I was. Okay. UNA says, I know it's hard, Suzanne, but don't underestimate yourself. You deserve to be happy and healthy. All true. All true. Oh, lift ourselves. Piper, thank you. I got that now. See, it was me who was a little loopy, not Piper. All right. Crystal says, you're an inspiration to me. Thank you for your encouraging words. My pleasure, and thank you for being here, Crystal. Nancy says, girl, I'm with you on the weight management department. It's ongoing and it's okay. You are awesome. Thank you. It is a process. I'm not beating myself up about it too much. I mean, I did yesterday a little bit because I was like, I know better than this, but the good news is I'm back on my baby steps. It's all good. All right. Let's see. Malta says, I'm so happy that I caught you live again, Angie, and grateful to spend my morning with you all. I always love spending time with you, Malta. Thank you so much for being here. UNA says, hey, Angie, it's okay. Sometimes you just need a reminder of what doesn't work, right? Exactly. Oh, look, it's Nargis. Hey, Nargis. Welcome back, honey. I'm so happy to see you. Jen says, Malta, I second that. Indeed. Bonnie says, morning, tribe. All right. Piper says, I'm thinking about you. Thank you, honey. I appreciate you. I'm thinking about you, too. Let's see. Terry says, hey, Terry. Welcome back. Okay, let me just get down to the questions. Cheryl says, big thank you for being on YouTube. Well, big thank you for supporting me on YouTube. I appreciate you. Okay, what's for tea? Hey, what's for tea? I noticed you retweeted something for me yesterday. Thank you. I'm here, but a little bit ragged, but in one piece. That is something. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Thriver says, love to you all. Thanks, Angie, for being the awesome you. Well, thank you, Thriver. I appreciate you. Beth Crawford says, hi, Angie. Thank you for the work you do. I'm a completely different person this week than I was last week, and you're a part of that. That makes my day. I just want to say thank you. Thank you. Bonnie says, feeling kind of frozen lately. Okay, I get that. And you have gone through so much and you have made such big strides. Sometimes we have our moments where we got to kind of step back and feel a little less stressed out, right? But maybe, Bonnie, if you're feeling frozen, maybe there's something that kind of is blocking you from moving forward. So maybe, have you been kind of repressing emotions? Have you been dealing with your husband? Tell me, if you want, tell me what's going on, or if you don't want to tell me, then think about what has changed recently that might stop you from growing forward. Okay. Ours is here. Hello, Ours. Welcome back. Says, morning, Angie, check out histamine intolerance. Since I quit histamine foods, I've lost 11 pounds in 2 weeks just because the histamines were messing up hormones. Just removed a few foods, not hungry. You know what? I have actually, somebody said to me, I thought they were a little rude, but somebody put a comment on one of my little stories, that I do on YouTube. And they said that maybe I was allergic to some foods based on some swelling that I had in my face. And I do think that's a possibility. I have thought about doing that as well. Yeah. All right, let's see here. Corianne in the house. Hello, Corianne. She says, hey, I haven't been here in a while. Yeah, I'm writing a story also. It was weird when both parents are narcissistic. Life was weird when both parents were narcissistic. I can imagine. Yeah. Yeah, well, then you should definitely write that story. Let's see. Suzanne, Victoria, hello, hello. Ours says, I'm sorry I had to put that out there after struggling with food allergies and intolerances for decades. Oh, don't be sorry. I appreciate it. I really do. You guys have given me some great advice over the years. I just want you to know. Somebody recently suggested that I try Pete's coffee, a certain blend, and I can't remember the name of the blend, but I have it in my kitchen right now. It's pretty good. I like it. I take suggestions from you guys all the time. Oh, another time, this was a couple of years back, I had this really horrible thing going on in my lower area, stomach area, and somebody said, eat some raw garlic. And I thought, that's disgusting, but I did it. I had it in my kitchen that day, and I chopped it up and ate some, and literally within minutes, I started to feel better. And it had been bothering me for days. So don't think I don't take your advice, y'all. We're a community here. We share. Nargis says, oh, wow, you're so right. The old voices are rolling in our head due to the narc abuse. Agree, right? Yes, yes. Bonnie says she's having flashbacks. Oh, yes. Okay. So, Bonnie, I want you to work through those and see what it is that is affecting you. Is it something, are you having the flashbacks because you haven't resolved whatever issue that you're flashing back to? Or is there more to it than that? You know what I mean? Start maybe journaling. I know you're a really good writer. Why don't you take some time and write in your journal or type up on a document if you want, and just start writing and see what comes out. You might be surprised what you find, really. Let's see here. Victoria says, when the desire supersedes the fear, the momentum carries you forward. Oh, I love that. Sterling K. Brown. That's a quote. Thank you, Victoria. That's great. Let me read it again. When the desire supersedes the fear, the momentum carries you forward. I love it. Okay. Bonnie says, after you got mobbed by a pack of narc family, you tend to see danger behind every tree. Okay, there it is. So you're not feeling safe. So Bonnie, I suggest you go back and watch the video where I talked about the 9 exercises you can do with the polyvagal theory thing, because those things will help. At least they'll help to start to release the fear and the trauma so that you can start to move forward and heal. So think about that. Let's see here. Ours says, I've spent my life focusing on other people. Friend pointed that out last night. Message received twice in 12 hours. That's a sign, my friend. It's a sign. And I'll tell you something. I think a lot of us have spent a lot of our lives focusing on other people and forgetting about ourselves. So don't let yourself get stuck there again, okay? Don't let yourself feel like you have to be stuck there, okay? Let yourself love yourself enough to keep going. That doesn't mean you have to be a jerk to other people. It just means have boundaries and keep yourself in a, like they say in the airplanes, you have to put on your own oxygen mask before you can take care of anyone else, because if you don't, you might pass out and then you're both gone, right? So this way, it's the same thing. It's a similar thing. Take care of yourself first, and then you can help take care of other people when you are whole. But be whole for yourself first. Be fulfilled first, within reason. I mean, obviously don't neglect your children or whatever. I'm not saying that you would ever do that, but, take care of yourself first. Make sure that your health is okay. Make sure that your head is okay. Make sure that everything that you need on a daily basis is managed, and then also manage anyone else that you need to. But remember that you're not really responsible for the life or the feelings or anything else of anyone else. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, you are responsible for your children under 18, but whatever. You understand what I mean. Sorry, it's apparently Mercury retrograde is a thing, and I don't know. All right. Let's see here. Bonnie says, having to grieve the narcissist family and still protect yourself going forward is a challenge. Yes, it is. But living proof it can be done. Just saying. You can do it. Narga says, I would take all of the verbal abuse until the middle of last year when I started speaking up and standing up for myself. Yeah, I am so proud of you, Nargis. You have come so far, and I just want to give you a big hug. I really do. I'm really, really proud of you. And your situation in particular is, yeah, I'm just going to say that. I'm not talking about your situation, but I will tell you that I know that you've come from a very, very difficult one, and you have overcome it in a beautiful way. I know you're still working on it, on all the healing, but you're doing it, girl. I'm really proud of you. Okay. Ned says, people underestimate my power level in Krav. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, Ned. I don't know what Krav Maga is because I'm 4'10". Well, I know about being short. I can tell you that. It's not that bad. There are benefits to it. You can wear big shoes if you want, or you can just own it. I don't know. I think you're talking about a video game, and I'm very, very clueless about that stuff. I mean, I know about it, but I don't know how to, I can just tell you how to fix RL, not so much all that other stuff. But NB has a great point. Prove him wrong. Yeah, prove him wrong. Underestimation is powerful in a good way. It can be a thing that can really change your life for the better if you let it. So, something to think about. All right, let's see here. Who talks behind your back? I missed that part. Bonnie says they gang up and then they decimate you. Yeah, they do. But that's why you need to kind of push them out of your inner circle, and don't let them, they can underestimate you from over there. They don't need to be in your space. You know what I mean? And I know that you've gone no contact with a lot of those people. I'm really proud of you for that. Ours says, I so needed this message. I'm so glad that I could provide that, and we can provide that. Bonnie U&A says, I feel you, but there really are nice people. At least now you recognize narcissists. Keep that in mind. But if you get frozen, try to focus on your 5 senses in the moment. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for reminding me. Pattern interrupt, Bonnie. All the pattern interrupts. If you need to stand up and physically move to a different place, if you need to think the affirmation thing, if you need to go outside and get some fresh air, take a shower, splash cold water on your face, that'll also reactivate your polyvagal nerve. Throw some ice cubes in there while you're at it. Or retone your polyvagal vagus nerve. I'm sorry, I have to remember the proper terms. That's good stuff. Yeah, very good. Thank you, UNA. Oh, Nargis visualized the letter and she can't stop laughing. I love that, Nargis. All right, let's see here. Alicia says, I know I'm engaged to a narcissist, but as an empath, I always find myself doubting in the back of my head. Is it me? Does anyone do this? Yes, girl. We all do that. We've all done that. And please let me say this to you. Don't marry that narcissist. It's still hard to walk away when you're not married, but it's so much easier than when you are married. I'm just saying, please don't marry that person. I mean, do what you need to do, but I'm not telling you what to do, but I am telling you that you may regret that. And if they're really a narcissist, you definitely will regret that choice. So be careful. All right. Curly Girly Hope, what a cool name, says, my ex told me I was the worst singer, and I thought for the longest time I couldn't sing, and so I stopped. My nephew told me to go on The Voice, and I got an audition, but I never went because I was afraid. See, that's terrible. You missed a really amazing opportunity because of someone who is clearly very threatened by your talent. My suggestion is try again. Don't give up. If you made it once, you can make it again. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Everybody raise up your hands for Curly Girly. Keep going, please. Thank you. NB says, don't talk to unsupportive people. Unfortunately, there are a lot out there. Sure, yeah. But what I mean, if I'm talking about don't talk to unsupportive people, what I'm saying is you can let them talk to you if you're out in public in the world, but you don't have to share your dreams with people who will try to stomp on them. Let them see you succeed when you succeed. And if they are in on it already and they're trying to tear you down about it, just tell them, you know what, I'm not going to talk about this with you anymore. Thanks though. Move on. You don't owe them any explanation. You have to do what's right for yourself, and you can't let someone else stop you from doing that. Okay? All right. Hey, Chrissy, welcome back. UNA. Okay. Well, there we go. I just lost my place in chat. Hey, E-Rock, how are we doing today? Are you feeling okay? Jen says, I'm 5'4" and 2-inch heels. I say that all the time. Yes, girl, I'm 5'4" and 4-inch heels. Okay. Yeah. Oh, E-Rock says, I had to cut off a friend, someone who I saw as a big support system for about 5 years, and I met her at a 12-step meeting. I think she was a narcissist masquerading as a codependent empath. Yeah, that's unfortunately a very common issue, E-Rock, and good for you for recognizing it and not letting yourself be hurt anymore. That's a big deal. All right. Yeah, Chrissy agrees, don't marry the narcissist. What's for Tea says, oh, curly girly, I can relate. I'm a singer too, but I was stifled by my ex getting there. Yeah, that's the thing. I can't tell you how many people told me I can't do what I'm doing. And here I am, I'm doing it, and I'm maybe not that great at it, but I know that I have a community of people who feel me. Y'all are a big part of that, who understand where I'm coming from, and who, in many cases, really needed to hear what I had to say. So I really believe that if you choose to succeed, you can succeed. And I really believe that whatever it is that makes you feel alive and makes you feel good is what you should move toward. You know, I mean, certainly I have work, you know, my business is some work, but mostly it feels really good to me because I'm doing exactly what I want to do, what I love doing every single day, and helping people at the same time. Can't get any better than that, y'all. You cannot. E-Rock says, yeah, there was such a non-even exchange of communication. I would overhear her talking about other people behind their back, plus people she was trying to help. Yeah, see, that's, Yep. All right. Affinity Bay, hey, she says, I'm so glad I finally caught you on live. Thank you so much. You've helped me tremendously. Sending you buckets of love. Oh, thank you so much. Big hugs and love right back to you. I appreciate that. Curly Girly says, thank you, Bonnie. I love doing my curly girl method to my hair. Oh, that's awesome. You should share that with us one day. All right, guys, listen, I'm about to temporarily wrap up, but I will be live over on the Queen Being Narcissistic Abuse Recovery channel in, let me see if I can find the link for you on that really quick. In about, what time is it? 10:02. So within 20 minutes, I'm going to be live over there with Lise, and I'm about to just really quickly pull up the channel and put the link in the chat here for you so that you guys can save it and hop over there with me when I do go over there. Let's see here. I'm trying to find the link, and it's like doing too many things at once. It's never good, never good, never good. Okay, here we go. Got it. Okay, so I am just going to put this in our chat here. Here it goes. All right. So you absolutely do need to make a video of you singing and put it on your channel, Curly Girly, please. And when you do, please send me the link because I will totally watch it and share it. Please. Thank you. All right. Shred Squad. Yeah, an empathic people pleaser who's madly in love with a narcissist. Why can't I break free? It sounds like trauma bonding. There's a lot of whys, but if you want to search YouTube right now with Angie Atkinson trauma bonding or Angie Atkinson why it's so hard to leave the narcissist, you'll find all the actual reasons in that video. Okay, everybody, I'm gonna step away for just about 15 minutes ish, and we'll be live over on the Queen Being channel that I just shared the link in the chat. And I hope, hey Mo Cowboy, and we'll talk some more for another hour or so. All right, so hop on over there. I'll see you in a few. In the meantime, you're welcome to stay here in this chat. Thank you, Malta. I appreciate you, my friend. I'm always happy to spend time with you as well. Okay, see you guys soon. All right, where was I? Okay, end meeting. Here we go. Okay, see you soon, really.